Hello everyone. Recently I did a video on a CBD 6-cell laptop battery and harvesting the 18650 batteries or cells out of it. And people are fairly interested in that, and it was a fairly good deal. I was actually surprised by my results. So from seeing that, that battery harvest from that new laptop battery pack, 6-cell battery pack, was actually an excellent deal, I was wondering, will the 12-cell pack, the 12-cell battery pack give me the same results or similar results or better results? So I went out and bought the 12-cell battery pack, and you can see it there on the screen. It's the CBD 12-cell laptop battery pack from HP for HP Pavilion DV4, which I have one, which is kind of the bonus because I use that to actually do a laptop battery test on it, and I'll show you that just to basically find out if there's actually shipping to me exactly what they say they're shipping. And it fell short, not a lot short, but 1,000 milliamps short or so. So that's a bit of an issue. Here's the laptop battery pack, and I'll put it right there, so wait for it to focus. And you'll see there that it says that it's an 8,800 milliamp hour, 95 watt hour pack. And that's not what I got when I tested it. But regardless, when I took apart the other, when I tested the other 6-cell battery pack, it gave me some discouraging results too on the laptop. So when I tested it with the laptop, it said you're not getting all the juice you're supposed to get. But when I took it apart and tested the cells inside, I got more than enough juice. I actually got twice as much milliamp hours out of the pack than what was advertised. So you can see here, this is a bit of a monster. It's it's a big battery pack, 12 cells. It weighs 1.4 pounds. So yeah, if you're using it in your laptop, it's going to add some weight to it. But it does work well, and I think for I think I bought it for $23.53. I'll put a link to it in the video description below so that you get the exact same battery pack. So when you tear it apart, hopefully you find exactly the same things that I did. So yeah, let's go to the power test that I did. And I ran my little battery. I have a video on how to do this power test, so if you want to watch that video so you know how to do every step and get the same numbers I got, just go to the video description below, and I'll put a link to that video and you can check it that way. But I'm just going to show you the results from my test. So here's the battery info view program I ran that gives me my milliwatt hours and my millivolts. And from that, I can deduce or calculate the milliamp hours, which is what most 18650 batteries, or cells, which is what is in this pack, are rated at. So I go over here to my watt hours, and I punch my numbers in there, and you see here that I've got I didn't get to 95 watt hours, I got 90 watt hours, and I got 12.354 volts. And when you calculate that out, it turns out to be 7,302.97, basically 7,303 milliamp hours, which for 23 bucks, not too bad, right? Again, that's what the laptop's telling me it has. I know when I rip this apart that the cells I find will give me a lot more cumulative power than that. And what I mean by cumulative is that each one is 2,000 milliamp hours, and I get 2,000 milliamp hours out of every cell. Well, altogether I'll have 24,000 milliamp hours of storage, in individual cells. Not, again, there's different ways to calculate it, but I'm actually calculating it per cell. All right, so there's what I found preliminarily when I'm plugging it into the laptop. And if you're just buying this battery pack to power your laptop, that's what you can more or less expect to get. So next thing I'm going to do is rip the cover off of this, pull the batteries out of it, charge them all of them fully, and then discharge them all using my iMax B6 LiPo charger, and it's a balanced charger. And basically I'll go through each cell and basically each cell and each test that I did on each cell, show you that quickly so you get a rundown of what actually I found. And and you can see what the average is going to be in the end. But regardless, you'll see the kind of cells I'm going to harvest out of this and what the values are for each one. Well, there's what I found, 18650, 1800 milliamps each. That's less than the last pack. The last pack I got 2000 out of them. But I mean, if they all come up to 1800 milliamp hours, I'll do the math on them and go from there. Just going to rip these out now, and then I'm going to remove all the power bands on them, or power strips that connect them, and go from there. Okay, there we have 12 18650 cells, all of them printed as 1800 milliamp hours each. I'm going to sand down the burrs on the tops and on the bottoms a little bit. See if I show you what I mean here. Let me turn the light back on here so you can see it. You see that the contacts that were on there that I pulled off have left a little bit of a weld mark there. I'm just going to sand those down using my Dremel tool. And you know, whatever I have on top, if it needs it, I'll sand it down on top as well. And then I'm going to put them all into my IntelliCharger i4 from Nicore, and make sure that they all get charged up to a proper full charge. Then I'm going to use my my IMAX B6 to test every single one of them like I did in the last video. All right, I've got all the all the 12 cells totally cleaned up. I've got all the rough edges from the weld marks or the weld points on the tops and the bottoms for the cathodes and anodes off, and they're nice and smooth now. You can see them there. And you want to do that because you don't want them to scratch up the circuit boards or the contacts on anything that you're going to put them into. Okay, so be vigilant about that. You also see that there's some white compound on here. I think it's silicone. They used it to stick them to the actual battery case itself. This stuff, just you could just use your fingernail here and scrape that off. It's not, you know, it is silicone from what I can see, and it just comes off quite easily. Just rub it off, it'll come off. And next, I'm going to put all of these into my my IntelliCharger i4. Let's plug it in, charge them all fully up. So let's do that. Here we go. And I'm going to rinse and repeat that 3 more times for the other two more times for the other 2 sets of 4 that I have. And after that, I'm going to actually put them on the iMax B6 and test each one individually. And as you can see, I had fully charged the battery pack before I put it into the laptop anyways. So these will charge up quickly. Next, I'm going to discharge them all after a full charge on this charger, and tell you what the values I got for these batteries. So that's my time lapse showing the discharges on these batteries. And note that every time I did a full discharge on these batteries, it took 22 hours to do all 12 cells. So I'm into about actually about 88 hours total, because I did a fourth discharge that I'm not showing here because I didn't film it. And regardless, it didn't improve. It didn't. The capacities didn't change much after the third charge anyway. So as you can see on these results here on the screen, that the charges actually, the storage capacity of all the cells actually went up a bit on consecutive rechargings. So all those results are here. I'm going to put a link to this webpage in the video description below, so you can see these results yourself. But regardless, I'm sorry, I will also put a link to the battery packs and to the chargers as well in the video description below. But as you can see here, the worst cell out of all 12 of them was 7.39% deficient from the full capacity of 1800 milliamp hours. Total on that one was 667 milliamp hours, which wasn't that great. The best cell was still deficient. It was 1.78% less than total capacity, which was again 1800 milliamp hours on each cell. So we got on that one 1768 milliamp hours. So that's the best I got on all the cells. Now, here's the summary of all the data and the economics of all of this. Bottom line being that I don't think it's that great a pack to harvest cells from, and here's why. Number one, none of the cells went to the rated capacity of 1800 milliamp hours. None of them. They came close, and one was 7 point something percent less, which to me is not really acceptable. If you look at my 6-cell battery pack video that I did, the harvest on that one, every one of the cells except for one of them went to 2000 milliamp hours, which was the rated capacity on those cells. And actually every one of them went over the 2000, except for one, which was 1999, 1 milliamp hour short of its rated capacity. So I was very happy with those cells. They take almost 100% charge, and most of them took more than 100% charge. So those were very, very healthy batteries to me. But if you look at this battery pack, not a single one went to the capacity, and on average they were 4.81%, as you can see here, less than capacity on each cell. So personally, I got to think, is there something wrong with those cells? Have they already been used? Are they worn out? Are they less than standard cells? I'd have to say so. None of them went to the full charge. So I can't really recommend that you harvest from the CBT 12-cell laptop battery pack, though I will put a link to it in the video description below, as well as the 6 laptop battery pack at Amazon. And basically, when you look at everything, if you want 12 cells cheap, you'll get them for $24. But you don't get that great of value. You get the same total cost per milliamp hours on both battery packs. You say, well, hey, I get the same amount of storage capability on both battery packs. Yeah, you do, but you get it in batteries that, on the 12-cell battery pack, you get it in cells that don't fully charge. So that's a concern for me. I'd rather go with if you need 12, go with the 6-cell laptop battery pack and just buy 2 of them. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little more. They're $27+ for 2 of those. But again, you get the same amount of cost per milliamp hour. Now, one more thing too here before anybody starts barking at me. When I say total capacity for the battery pack, I mean cumulative milliamp hours. In other words, if you took all these batteries, hooked them up in parallel, this is how many milliamp hours you'd get. That's what I mean. So each cell adds up to this amount. So that's what you get. So as you can see here, the total capacity on the 12-cell CBT laptop battery pack is 20,000. Whereas if you bought 2 of these 6 laptop 6-cell laptop battery packs that I harvested in the first video, you'd get 24,000. So, you get more, but you pay the same amount for the milliamp hour storage capability, which, as you can see here, is 0.0012 cents per milliamp hour. So that's my summary on the 12-cell CBT laptop battery pack. If you like this video and helped you out in some way, do me a favor, click on the like button here at the bottom right-hand corner and give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. It helps my videos if you do so as well. Also, I've ordered some Chinese cells, some of those more dubious claimed Chinese cells from eBay. So I'll be doing some videos on those batteries in the near future. So somewhere on the screen here, you'll see a picture of me, and just click on that picture and you'll subscribe to my channel and you'll get a notification of any future videos I put out. So once again, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching.